What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Arrow Season 5 Episode 16 Checkmate, which is this week's Arrow episode. So last week ended with Adrian Chase, aka Prometheus, taking Susan Williams hostage. Right at the end, he's got an exclusive interview. You could say it's life or death. So that's where last week's episode finished, and this week's episode took off with Oliver tracking down Talia Al Ghul, but they didn't really explain how he got there or how he got back. So as soon as it said demons on the kind of door, we all knew where he was. He was tracking down the mysterious lady who is Talia Al Ghul, and right from the get-go, when Oliver took down some of Talia's students, I could tell it was going to be a good episode. So we found out right at the start that Talia's last name is Talia Al Ghul. But how didn't Oliver know this with all the information he can get hold of? How didn't he actually question or even know her surname? And as soon as she revealed that she was Talia Al Ghul, it was blatantly obvious why she trained Prometheus to kind of come after Oliver. But the interesting thing is, she seems to be the big bad of the whole show to me now. So I think Talia Al Ghul orchestrated the whole thing. She created Prometheus for the simple fact to get back at Oliver for killing her father, Ra's al Ghul. So this is quite interesting. Does this mean we're going to get a Nissa Al Ghul coming after Talia Al Ghul? That would be awesome, guys. Let me know down below. Do you think that would be cool? I can't see it happen, as the actor that plays Nissa is on a different show, but that would be freaking awesome. So whatever Oliver tried to do in his episode, Prometheus, aka Adrian Chase, was 10 steps ahead of him. But we found out during this episode via Felicity doing something for Helix that Prometheus' name, Adrian Chase, he's actually called Simon. So I'm just going to call Adrian Chase Prometheus now. So when I talk about Prometheus, I'm talking about it like the person who was Adrian Chase, or who we thought was Adrian Chase. So most of the episode was spent finding where Susan Williams had been taken. So I'm starting to get the kind of feel now that Arrow Season 5 has really just been copying The Flash Season 2. But what do I mean by this? Well, it's kind of the Zoom Jay Garrick storyline, when a friend of the group is really behind everything. So obviously in The Flash, Zoom, who everyone thought was Jay Garrick, was behind everything. And obviously in this scenario, the DA, who everyone thought was the teen's friend, is actually Prometheus. So I don't mind them copying the storyline. I mean, comment down below, do you think I'm wrong? Are they copying the storyline? But the storyline is pretty similar. But what I think is, I think Talia Al Ghul is actually the master, and I think Prometheus is the muscle, the puppet, and Talia is orchestrating everything. Now this kind of makes sense, because I thought there was more than one Prometheus, and maybe Talia has been in the Prometheus suit, because if you remember the scene when the DA was there, who is actually Prometheus, and Oliver says that it's Prometheus, and the DA was reporting that Prometheus had hit someone else. So maybe Talia was to someone else, killing someone else, when the DA was kind of in the same place. If you know what I mean. If not, I'll show you. I can put a link in the description to kind of clip what I mean. So it was a very interesting and deep episode. So it's very similar to The Flash, where there was a scene when Captain Pike was stabbed, ironically, after finding out information that he's not actually Agent Chase and he's Simon. And it was most likely Prometheus who stabbed him. And he said, literally, "This is all your fault, Laurel." He literally just said it's all down to him. So it's kind of like they're doing a reverse Flash, where on the Flash show everything that's happening is because of Barry, and in this show everything that's happening is because of Oliver. So let me know in the comments down below, guys, do you think they are indirectly copying the Flash, which I don't actually mind. So not actually an awful lot happened in this episode for side characters developments, except for Felicity. She got deep in with Helix. It seems that she will only get help if she does a favor for them. She's starting to hack. She hacked a government drone. So I feel like this is going to come and bite her in the ass, and she's going to get in a lot of trouble. But seeing as Felicity is one of the main characters, I can't see her spending any time in jail, to be honest. But I think they're going to have to address it eventually, as she only seems to be working with Helix to get information to help the team. So obviously at the end, there's a massive fight scene where they out Prometheus. Prometheus' wife, Doris, I think her name is. She basically found out that her husband is the Star City killer, and then he killed her, but it was so obvious what was going to happen. And then Prometheus keeps saying, I'm not going to kill you. He wants to unleash the beast inside Oliver, and that is obviously kind of a reference to what Talia Al Ghul said at the kind of start of the season, which is kind of interesting, as Oliver said he was going to kill him, and then Talia hit him with an arrow, which was kind of obvious. And to me, I think Talia Al Ghul is actually the big bad of the season and not Prometheus. So they take Oliver hostage, and a very clever scene at the end, which is when they're in the police station, I believe it was, and Oliver, the Green Arrow, is getting blamed for the death of District Attorney's wife, which is kind of hilarious when you think about it, seeing as he killed his own wife. So, and then Mayor Queen's gone missing because obviously he's captured somewhere, which kind of looks like to me it was a prison from the island underground. I mean, guys, I could be totally wrong by this. It may not be a prison, and very interesting. But Talia Al Ghul said, just make sure you make him suffer. So this isn't about trying to kill Oliver, as Ra's al Ghul tried to do that. A lot of people, Deathstroke tried to do that. Everyone's tried to kill the Green Arrow, and everyone has failed. This is about making him suffer and potentially trying to turn Green Arrow into a villain, because he says, I'm going to unleash the real you. And we've seen some flashbacks within this episode back to Russia, which are making more sense. They take out the kind of all the captains from the Bravo, and it seems like Anatoly is in charge now. And this is kind of where he got the kind of hood from. He kind of became the beast within these flashbacks. Next week's episode is going to be quite interesting, as they've got Oliver captive, and they said they will let him free. They'll let him free as soon as he admits who he is. So they're basically trying to say that he's the beast, he's the villain, really similar to what they do on The Flash, I think. But for me, this is really working. I'm really liking this Prometheus and Talia Al Ghul storyline. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think Talia Al Ghul is actually the main villain of the season and she's orchestrated everything from the start? Do you think Talia Al Ghul is the Vigilante, seeing as the Vigilante has disappeared currently? What do you think is going to happen to Felicity, because she's working with Helix and she's doing a lot of illegal stuff to get information to help her friends? That's all I've got to say for this review, guys. It was a really good episode for me. I really enjoyed watching it. Anyway, guys, please like, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you in another video. Peace out, guys.